This is not goodbye. This is, I'll see you around. We'll see you around.
A lot of control, drama, and controversy have surrounded Kate Gosselin throughout her time in the spotlight. The Gosselin twins, who are famous for their reality program John and Kate Plus 8, have spoken out. "I had decided I just need relief now and, I need to turn the page." The world had been waiting, and now it appears the final verdict is in. Her sentence is final. Kate, a once beloved reality TV matriarch whose name became synonymous with far more unsettling things like estrangement, isolation, and the lasting consequences of past decisions, made the declaration. End of story. Was this the inevitable result, or the pinnacle of falling from grace? Kate Gosselin's broken family relationships, intense public scrutiny, and the indisputable feeling that this chapter is coming to an end all contribute to the response. After 2007's John and Kate Plus 8 became a smashing hit, reality TV matriarch Kate Gosselin shot to stardom. She became known for her strict parenting style and no-nonsense demeanor as a mother of 8, which became a trademark of the program. Raising sextuplets and twin girls in a methodical manner captivated viewers. However, fissures were beginning to appear under the TV's glossy veneer. A high-pressure atmosphere molded by strict control and an unrelenting quest of order pervaded what appeared to be an intriguing window into a distinctive family dynamic. Kate reached a level of recognition seldom seen among reality stars thanks to the smash hit John and Kate Plus 8. Even though the concert was supposed to be about family, it became clear that Kate was the main attraction. It was common to depict her as the strong, controlling figure who kept the home from collapsing since she was its motor. She received praise and criticism for her character. Opinions on her varied. Some saw a strong mother making the most of a terrible circumstance, while others saw a domineering lady who controlled her household till her death. Her painstaking attention to detail both captivated and worried viewers of her TV show. According to former crew members, Kate's need for order went beyond what was required to raise a big family. Supposedly, she commanded her children to perform flawlessly at all times, even when the cameras weren't there. Regardless matter how far-fetched these accusations were, Kate's image started to change, from that of a distraught but kind mother to that of a cold, controlling woman. It wasn't until her 2009 divorce from John Gosselin became public knowledge that her carefully manicured image began to fall apart. As their split progressed, the media scrutinized them closely, and charges were leveled from both camps. Kate painted John as careless and said she was the sole responsible parent, while John accused Kate of being preoccupied with celebrity and prepared to prioritize television ratings over his family's welfare. They were both dogged by rumors of adultery, and it became more impossible to discern the truth. Even though the media took sides, it was clear that the Gosselin family was very far apart and that their carefully constructed public image was starting to crumble. Kate tried to keep herself in the spotlight in the years that followed by participating in reality contests and starring in spin-off series. Nevertheless, she was never truly vindicated. She was plagued by accusations of abuse, power battles, and damaged relationships for a long time. Although Kate made an effort to portray herself as a strong, independent mother, the stories that came from inside her own family painted a different picture, a history of criticism and control. For a long time, people have been looking at Kate's parenting style. Others perceived her as a domineering control freak, while others viewed her as a loving but firm mother. The media covered the story of a strict family regimen and severe punishments. Her private behavior was a source of concern for her former nannies, show employees, and even her ex-husband. According to several insiders, the atmosphere that seemed like strict but essential discipline on television instead fostered an atmosphere where utmost perfection was expected and disagreement was not accepted. Beyond what most people would think is normal as a parent, Kate's demand for order was overwhelming. People who lived with the Gosselins spoke of a mother who was extremely rigid and never bowed to her children's requests. Colleagues on John and Kate Plus 8 said that she expected the kids to follow her rules without question, and that she would become furious over little transgressions. She allegedly used isolation as a tool for control, isolating her children for long periods of time as a punishment. Discipline is an inevitable aspect of parenting, but the gravity of these accusations makes one wonder if Kate's motivation was parental or authoritarian. There were rumblings of emotional remoteness, but her stern exterior made for captivating television. She was a mother of 8, yet the air of detached authority that accompanied her on-screen dominance made her look cold and uncaring. Little opportunity for spontaneity or real connection was left by the structured lifestyle she enforced, from mealtimes and play schedules to rigid sleep rituals. Even while she had fans who praised her for keeping the peace in her otherwise chaotic home, some started to question the legitimacy of her authoritarian parenting style. As her children were older and able to express themselves, the quiet allegations escalated into a full-blown witch hunt. What started off as tough love became to seem more like an attempt at estrangement. Her daughter Hannah voluntarily left her care totally, and her son Colin's narrative of feeling abandoned by his mother was the most damaging. The image of Kate as an independent mother doing her best to raise her children eventually faded in the wake of these discoveries. On the contrary, a picture of a mother who seems to have forgotten her role as a nurturer in her quest for dominance surfaced. Everyone was curious to know how the Gosselin family lived their authentic lives once the kids started speaking out when they were old enough to do so. It was too late to stop the allegations and rumors. Now only the kids knew the truth. 2 of her children, Colin and Hannah, who choose to live with their father, John, were the most outspoken of all. Leaving their mother's house was a statement about life under her care, not only a question of desire. According to Colin and Hannah's testimonies, Kate pretended for a long time that she was the only breadwinner and guardian for her 8 children. However, the truth was far different. A world in which control was more important than caring and love was conditional. Particularly troubling are Colin's tales of his experiences while in Kate's care. He said that he was forcibly hospitalized and moved to a behavioral center without prior notice or justification. His mother, he claims, left him there and severed almost all ties with him. John has long argued against Kate's story, claiming that Colin was just an independent kid who did not want to fit in with her strict standards, and that her explanation that he had special needs and needed professional assistance was false. His prolonged absence from the family caused an irreparable rift, and Colin has maintained that nothing was wrong with him to justify such drastic actions. Even Hannah, who is just a preteen, has agreed with her dad and implied that Kate's home was not as nurturing as it seemed. She was not banished like Colin, but rather left of her own will. As the family's tensions rose, her choice to live with John was interpreted as a daring act of rebellion against her mother. Hannah has been more reserved than Colin, but the fact that she often appears with John in interviews and other public appearances says a lot. In contrast to Kate's household, her life with her father was characterized by independence and unconditional love, according to her accounts. Their silence has been mostly ignored by the other siblings, but nobody has ignored the fact that Kate has been noticeably absent from her public life and social media. Aiden, Alexis, Joel, and Leah are 4 of the sextuplets who supposedly still living with Kate. Neither they nor their estranged siblings have made any public statements in defense of their mother. Em and Kara, who are twins, have kept their distance from the scandal, although they have spoken out in the past in a way that seems to back up their mother's account. But the fact that they won't even talk about Colin in interviews or acknowledge him implies that the Gosselin family split is profound and may be permanent. One of the most unfortunate results of Kate's decisions is the rift that has developed among her siblings. An amazing event once brought this family closer together, but now physical distance and emotional trauma have driven them apart. The indifference of some and the outspokenness of others point to the same conclusion. Kate's sentencing is final, and the effects are seen in the strained relationships among her own children. A shocking new turn in the Gosselin drama unfolded only 3 minutes ago. More information are coming from people who were formerly close to Kate, and a resurrected story has rekindled questions about her position as a mother, further eroding her carefully maintained public persona. Allegations of dominance, estrangement, and a failure to acknowledge the harm done have followed her for years, and the most recent discoveries have simply added fuel to the fire. The other Gosselin children's silence, along with the stories of Colin and Hannah, have now again come to light due to this startling news. Why the brothers are still so split, and if their alienation goes deeper than what has been revealed, is a topic of ongoing speculation. Rumor has it that once the cameras stopped rolling, Kate's authoritarian rule over the family dynamic may have escalated, causing irreparable rifts among the siblings. Those familiar with the matter have dropped hints that Kate's parenting style was more than just strict punishment. It may have been an uncompromising demand for devotion that silenced any criticism. Although the story has appeared again, it confirms what many suspected. Kate's parenting style may have alienated her children more than she had planned. The harm seems permanent, although she has remained silent on new accusations. She seems to be taking shelter from the storm, as her public appearances have decreased and her social media activity has grown more infrequent. Separation from one's family is something no one desires. Kate has maintained her storyline despite the growing criticism. Even though she and her children were raised under unique circumstances, she has always been steadfast in her view that she did what was required. In interviews, she has denied the claims made against her, claiming that the critics don't comprehend the difficulties of being a prominent figure with 8 children. The voices of those who resided under her roof can no longer be ignored, though, due to the weight of these fresh revelations. Now we wait to see if Kate will finally come out in response to these fresh accusations, or if she will keep letting her behavior do the talking. There are those who think she'll try to recapture her story by making an appearance or reality show, while others think she's already said farewell and is trying to escape the scrutiny she's been under for almost 20 years. Past discoveries and her children's voices have already decided the outcome. Separation from one's family is something no one desires. The verdict is in, and Kate Gosselin will never be seen again. There is no turning back the clock. The punishment is final. Kate Gosselin is starting to feel the consequences of her previous choices. From awe to anxiety and finally judgment, public opinion has changed. A person whose dominance may have resulted in catastrophic losses, she was formerly venerated as a resolute mother overcoming an insurmountable obstacle. The accusations remain unabated, and the strained ties within the Gosselin family have not been healed by the passage of time. The picture of permanent estrangement is painted by Colin's allegations of abuse and abandonment. My mother became physically aggressive multiple times. She had me tied up, my hands and feet together. Hannah's choice to depart, and the unsettling quiet of the surviving siblings. For Kate, estrangement may be an unavoidable truth, and it's not an easy term to shake. There has been zero attempt at reconciliation. She has been icy in all public encounters, and her own children appear split between loyalty and estrangement, all of which point to a broken family unit. Unlike other famous people, Kate has not been able to put the pieces of her family feud or controversy back together. She has stuck to her story no matter what, never showing any remorse or listening to her children who are no longer in her life. She has never shown any signs of wanting to make amends, even in earlier interviews when questioned about Colin and Hannah leaving her house. But she frequently redoubled her efforts to seem as a mother who, despite the hardships she endured, made tough decisions that were ultimately for her children's benefit. Even if those kids are the ones denying the allegation, it gets tougher to make that case with time. Are you trying to say your mother was abusive to you? Is that, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reason why she sent me away. Some of her children may never be able to heal the rifts that she caused. Much too much time has gone by, causing many hurts to fester, and leaving many questions unsolved. Though some viewers may still feel sorry for Kate because they think it must have been so difficult to raise 8 children while being constantly scrutinized by the media, the general opinion has changed. The media's changing coverage of her, the lack of support from her former fans, and the utter quiet of her once devoted followers all point to the people's verdict. Her punishment is final, not in a courtroom, but in the court of public opinion and familial ties. Her choices have real-life repercussions, etched into her children's lives, connections she has severed, and a family that may never be the same. It would appear that the youth who were formerly subject to her authority have also embraced modernity. No turning back now. Farewell, Kate Gosselin. What is the next step? Kate Gosselin's future is clouded by her waning popularity on television and the breakdown of her marriages. After dominating reality TV headlines for so long, the lady is now almost invisible. She has tried to stay relevant since her peak on John and Kate Plus 8, but her performances in reality competitions and short appearances in the media have not been able to rekindle the fascination that once surrounded her. The focus of the public's attention has changed from her enormous family to the consequences that ensued. Kate has found it difficult to establish herself in the entertainment world without her children as the center of attention for her brand. She has had a tough time financially. She allegedly sold the big Pennsylvania mansion that her family used as a setting for their reality TV show in an attempt to downsize. Her hitherto secure financial condition was further thrown into doubt by this relocation. There is no guarantee for Kate's financial stability in the future because she does not have a reliable source of income from television, big endorsement deals, or other commercial endeavors. She battled valiantly to preserve her formidable public image, but now she is losing the means to maintain the lavish lifestyle she formerly enjoyed. Where does she go from now? With no apparent return to television in sight and her name stained by controversy. There is limited popular support for Kate's comeback, in contrast to other reality stars who have effectively remade themselves. Kate isn't like other famous people who have successfully switched occupations, turning their tragedies into redemption stories. Audiences have a hard time empathizing with her because of the rifts in her own family, and the fact that she hasn't made any real effort to reconcile with her children further fuels the belief that the harm is irreparable. While it may be possible for some famous personalities to repair their reputations, Kate's chances of doing so are extremely slim. A great deal of time has gone by, and a great deal of ground has been lost. Her reality TV business stood on shaky foundations before she lost her family, and now she has few options for rebuilding. The allegations from her own children might even cast doubt on her prior work as a nurse. There is no way around the inevitable finality of her situation. Her time in the spotlight has come to a close. Kate Gosselin may find it challenging even to have a quiet life. This could be it. There will be no well-plotted return, no spectacular re-entry into the limelight. The sentencing is official, and with it comes an unspoken but certain reality. Kate has eternally bid farewell to stardom. Not only has the media and the general public abandoned her, but she has also been betrayed by her own family, confirming what many had thought all along. Media and public opinion have been unforgiving against Kate Gosselin, especially on social media. She went from being a reality TV star with millions of admiring viewers to being the target of constant criticism after proving herself capable of handling a family of 8. Her reputation is going downhill with every new revelation, even though the tide turned against her years ago. Many think she brought this upon herself by putting her celebrity ahead of her family and making decisions that caused her children to grow apart. Some say she was only trying her hardest in a difficult circumstance. Her divorce was widely reported, and the once close-knit family unit quickly disintegrated, while a single mother, Kate, was subject to the public eye while she raised 8 children. Whatever your stance may be, it is certain that the media has changed its tune, and very few publications are prepared to uphold the story she formerly dominated. Because her children are becoming more independent and can now tell their own stories, Kate's reputation has taken a hit. Now that Colin and Hannah have spoken out and her other siblings are conspicuously missing from her public life, the flaws in her reality TV character are impossible to conceal. She kept up the image of a tough, no-nonsense mother who made tough decisions for her children for a long time. But now that they're older, people are starting to wonder if she was just trying to keep her own authority and media presence intact, or if she genuinely wanted what was best for her kids. Meanwhile, John Gosselin, who was publicly shamed throughout their high-profile divorce, seems to have won over some fans. John has been recast after his part in giving Colin and Hannah a stable home has transformed his reputation from reckless to admirable. "I don't have contact, so I would never put Hannah in a position to view the harm. So if they want to reach out to me, they reach out to me," said the man. Following Colin's claims of being unjustly hospitalized and abandoned, many who previously accepted Kate's account of events are now questioning her veracity. John isn't loved by everyone, but more and more people are starting to think he was the best option for the Gosselin family. Kate Gosselin has lost her luster as the popular reality TV parent she once was, according to the general population. She is now more of a cautionary tale, a living embodiment of the peril that may ensue when celebrity and familial ties intertwine. The public's view has changed suddenly and harshly. She has gone from being lauded for her firm parenting style to being panned for being emotionally distant. She has gone from being lauded for her strength to being accused of blindness to her own shortcomings. Reality television may have catapulted Kate to fame, but it ultimately led to her demise. The verdict is in, and it appears there is no turning back now. So what happens to Kate and her loved ones now? An uncertain legacy, a legacy that should serve as a sobering reminder of the price one must pay to have their family in the spotlight. Both outside and inside her own home, the once powerful lady who formerly dictated household rules to millions of people is now finding herself more and more isolated. Her reputation has shattered under the weight of controversy, and what followed? Broken relationships, furious allegations, and John and Kate +8 is now her legacy. Kate felt that reality TV did more harm than good because of the way it magnifies the performer's finest and worst qualities. Viewers could relate to the show's protagonist, a woman battling to maintain order among the mayhem of parenting multiples, and they looked up to her as an inspiration. Many people first thought she was a wonderful mother, but their views on her parenting technique changed dramatically as the seasons progressed. She will never be the same since the show that made her family famous also made their collapse public. Turning one's family into a show has consequences, and Kate isn't the only mother who has felt them. Something disturbing has emerged with the popularity of reality TV families, and more lately with the advent of social media influencers and YouTubers who expose their children's lives for views. A lot of families that do well in the beginning end up in a lot of trouble. Many parents suffer long-term harm as a result of the intense pressure to present a flawless image, the financial dependence on their children's involvement, and the blurring of lines between their personal lives and the public eye. Many children who experience growing up on camera face challenges related to self-discovery, parental animosity, and an irretrievable loss of normalcy. Will this be the last farewell ever? Is it possible for Kate to make amends with her estranged children? Is it possible that she may change her legacy by re-entering the spotlight? Nobody knows the solution. But one thing is for sure, she is no longer the one who dictates the story. Once enthralled by her every action, the audience now observes with disapproval, bearing witness to the consequences of decisions taken in the past. Time, public opinion, and the voices of her own children have pronounced her punishment definitive, not a judge. The world will be observing her every move, whether she tries to emerge from oblivion or makes one more effort to remain relevant. As far as Americans are concerned, Kate Gosselin is no longer the most renowned reality TV parent. The legacy that has been left behind is fraught with uncertainty, and it should serve as a sobering reminder of the price that comes with making one's family famous. What are your thoughts on the matter of reality stars and YouTubers being overly forthcoming with details about their personal lives? How would you rate Kate Gosselin's parenting approach? Post your opinions in the space provided. Until the next video, we appreciate you taking the time to view.